We are going to dig in not only one, but two operator pads for tilt-away gates. What's a tilt-away gate? Also known as a vertical pivot. This gate is going to do the exact same thing that your elbow is going to do. It's going to pivot right here. It's going to lift up like that. And it's going to close. Yes, we're going to dig in two giant pads. These gate operators are going to require a 4-foot wide by 11-foot long pad. The max depth that we're going to have is 4 feet deep. These pads are huge. They're going to take about 10 yards of concrete total. One rebar grid per pad, roughing in 9 conduits, an earth ground, and setting of concrete forms, and pouring concrete with a real concrete truck. Because we don't like to mix mud. What are we doing? So we're making a rebar mat.
Yep.
This thing is like huge. It's because the pad's going to be huge. Have you ever seen a tilt-away gate? In the specs of the operator, coming from the manufacturer and on the job site, it requires us to put in a rebar mat. Number 4 rebar. In case you didn't know what number 4 is, because is there a number 2?
I don't know.
Is there a number 3?
Probably haven't.
Number 4 is half-inch rebar, number 4. So these all have to be a 6-inch square space because that's what specs call for. Look at all these tools that comes out of our tools box. Do you ever use a string line? I mean, not one of the really thin ones. I'm talking a little bit, you know, for laying out like thousands worth of feet of fence or doing a nice residential job. Or you ever get tired of using that cheap one that you get down at the lumber yard? Look at the link below for this one. It comes with a string already on it, and it's bright fluorescent orange, and it's super easy to use. See, look at this. It's got like a little mechanism in there. It's like a brake and stuff. Ooh, yes, very easy. Our pad's gonna sit here. It's gonna be 4 feet wide. It's gonna be 11 feet long. We're gonna pull elevation from here and copy it over here. To find that elevation, we're gonna use our Hilti laser level. Hilti is not a sponsor of our channel, but they do make some really awesome tools. And if you're in the market for a laser level, I would definitely get one of these. So the transmitter emits a beam, and then this is the receiver. So it receives the beam, and then I slide it up or down based on what this thing tells me. Since we want the top of our pad to be at this elevation right here, this is gonna be 0 for us. That's gonna be top of finished concrete. So we're gonna put our stick there. We're gonna figure out where this thing is shooting in flat. So it's telling me to go down 1/4, 1/8, right there. So I am dead level, or I'm 0. So our elevation is 3 feet 4 inches to top of our pad is what we want. So now we need to figure out how far in the ground we want to dig. So from here, we know how thick we want our pad. We want our pad 24 inches thick. So we're gonna move this thing up 2 feet. We're gonna move it to 5'4", which is 2 feet. So since we went up 2 feet, it's because we're gonna go down 2 feet. So now we're gonna mark out our rectangle of our pad, and then we're gonna start shooting in our elevation with that. All I'm doing is doing a rough layout of that pad. So I want to dig in this area. This pad's not going to dig itself. I think I'll start in this corner with my fencer's crowbar. So what we're doing with this now is Andrew is using this to develop our base grade. How far we're gonna stop digging at. That's what we're doing. Right there. right now we're gonna take this hole a little bit deeper on this side so that way we can get down below frost line. So we can get down below frost line. We have to dig 2 pylons in. We don't have to dig out the whole pad, but we can if we want to. If we want to pay for all that extra concrete, we can do it. But we're just gonna go ahead and dig out the pylons on each side, down below frost line. Good and groovy. But we're also looking for the conduits that the electrician stubbed in here as well. So we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Oh, we found him. Found him. Did I break him? Right here, see? Oh, that's a thing of beauty. Awesome, right in the right spot. So we're just gonna finish digging that out real quick. I dug this whole thing with a shovel and a bar. I didn't give up though. Hey, what are you doing? I ain't kidding, I dug it with a shovel. Specs say that we have to be below frost line, which here frost line is easily 30 inches about. So we're gonna read into that just a little bit and we're gonna go down to 34, 36. Right now we're at 32. Now that I just got done digging this giant hole, we're gonna jump jack this. So we're gonna pack it back in. This is ridiculous. Okay, seriously, I'll go get the jump jacker. We're like right there. So now we can go ahead and figure out our elevation now that we got our hole dug. So we're gonna lower this back down to where we're gonna take 2 feet back down so that we can go to forming now. In order to do that, we need to know where the top of form needs to be, also known as top of concrete, TOC. We're gonna go down to 3'4". 0, see how it's 0? Boom. Mind-blown magic right there. We're transferring this elevation right here over here. That'll be like top of concrete right here, which is the same top of concrete over there, which this elevation just transfers to our pad. So what we're doing now, we're gonna use these as our forms. We ripped them down out of a 4' by 8' sheet of plywood. So now, we're gonna put this, we're gonna use our knee to rest it on. We're gonna run this saw right down. Let me line up on it really good. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, seriously. No, that's a horrible idea. I would cut my leg. That's gray matter stuff. That is gray matter, definitely. So we have 1 wall of our form built. Holy guacamole, that's form? Yes it is, because this thing is 11 feet long, there's gonna be a lot of pressure going directions. Because we're trying to keep it contained, it's gonna wanna bow out. So that's why this will be the inside of our form here. And we have braced it with 2x6s on the outside. And that's so that we still get a nice straight line. Let's just put it this way. You want your concrete to look just as nice as your operator does. So now that we got this one done, we're gonna go ahead and build our other 3 sides. So we're gonna fast track this and build this like super fast. Yes. Tap me out, I'm way too hot. Just kidding. I'm kidding. We cut some stuff with like a saw and some wood, and so we used some screws. We screwed everything together, made our 4x11 inside to inside dimension pad, shot it in with our grade stick, and then we drove some stakes in. to hold it up in place, and then reinforcements as far as when the concrete's poured. And it's gonna be nice and straight right where we want it. The elevation's gonna be awesome. Okay, so now that we have the most difficult part done, which is the form, what we're doing now is we're digging a tunnel to stub our conduit out into our operator pad, and then on the return side, we're stubbing it out outside the concrete so that later on, as soon as the concrete's poured, we can couple into the conduit and take it to its final destination. If you watched the video on the fencer's crowbar, and we were talking about how this is angled just a little bit, I mean, this right here is just nothing but awesomeness. Because it has that angle, so I can dig my tunnel a lot easier. We have penetration. This right here is my conduit area. I've blocked this area off because I know this is where it needs to be, and I've already marked my other conduit area on the form here. So this and this would be my other edges. So my conduit area is right here. Right now it's just a rough in because I can take these and move them wherever I want because the pad's so huge. All I'm doing there is taking a piece of rebar, driving it in the ground, and it's just a scrap piece. So I can put this piece of 3/4 inch conduit over it. All this is gonna do, I'm gonna paint it pink, and then it's gonna mark the end of my conduits. I'm gonna paint it pink so it's nice and bright, and everybody else will see it and they won't rip it out. Okay, so now we're gonna throw some dirt back in that trench real quick. Yep. Did you know that conduit glue and PVC glue are not the same? One's meant for conduit, one's meant for PVC. Tape the end of the conduit. See, it takes like a couple minutes. So when you do your stub ups and you're trying to figure that out, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna give myself like 4 inches to the top of the form, and then I'm gonna call it good because I want to use my PVC sparingly. Okay, conduit's cheap, and the longer you have it, the easier it is to move it in the concrete. So definitely more is better. Give yourself plenty of room to play with when you're pouring the concrete. So let's go over our conduits we need in this particular operator. We have power, communication, spare 1, spare 2, both 3/4 inch. This direction going into the facility, the compound. We got 2 1/2 inchers going in. We got a photo eye and we have a free exit loop. Going that way, we have 1 1/2 inch spare, a 3/4 inch keypad, and a 1/2 inch obstruction loop. This one's gonna be occupied now. I'll have to go dig me a new one. Thought I had a home. So now that we got all that done, and we got these conduits in the general area of where we want them, in between all 4 of our lines, we're gonna take our wire out. The last thing that we need to do is we need to hang our rebar mat. What I mean by that is we're gonna suspend it off of the bottom of the operator pad just a little bit. And on the instruction manual, I believe it says 18 inches from top of form. It's his favorite thing ever. Andrew loves concrete. He can't get enough. All right, so we got our cage in place here. As you can see, there's a grounding rod so that way we can go ahead and ground the operator. I didn't want to scratch my safety glasses and I want to be real safe, okay? And we got our solid number 6 wire. Go up inside the operator, ground the operator. If it gets struck by lightning, it'll go down to ground. Concrete's on its way. So this thingy right here This thingy right here is this is a concrete vibrator. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick this down in the concrete and it's gonna vibrate it to get the air pockets out of it, to cause it to basically fall into itself. If you look at this concrete right here, there you don't see a lot of air pockets, and that's because they took a hammer more than likely and then tapped their forms. And that's to get the concrete to settle and get the air to come out of it. So a lot of times when you see concrete with, you know, holes in it, I mean, yeah, that's a fine example right there. I mean, they just poured this morning. They did tap their forms really well. Right there, you know, could have tapped it just a little bit more. That's what this vibrator is gonna do. It's also gonna help it to flow nice, and if we drag it along, you'll see us do it. It'll get the concrete to go further out instead of into one big slump pile. Okay, is this a little too much? I'm sorry. Again, this is not something that we can go to Home Depot or go down to your local lumber yard and pick up a pallet of Quikrete, mix it up and throw it in there. Has to be a specified concrete mix. Has to meet spec. There's a design mix and everything, and we have to follow that. And here's our concrete truck right now. We're gonna get ready to rock it. Seriously. We're gonna fill that whole thing full of concrete. So we're gonna use this as a street board. Think of like when you see somebody make a batch of cookies or something, they'll get into the flour, they'll take that one cup and then they'll take a knife or something and scrape the top off. This is the exact same thing that we're gonna use for that. We're gonna use this to scrape the top off, to find that level surface, and then we're gonna start finishing the concrete. Hey, guess what? We got a nice operator pad right here. So now our concrete's secured and it's been about 12 hours. We can go ahead and strip all of our forms and see what kind of concrete we're left with. Now, there's some anxiety when we're doing this because we don't know what we're gonna get. It's kind of like taking off a diaper off of a baby. Good comparison to what we're about ready to face, because we don't know if it's gonna be good or if we're gonna have a whole bunch of holes. Since we vibrated it, we're really expecting that we're gonna have a nice, clean, flat surface. So here we go. Do you notice how the wood grain is stamped into the concrete because it was vibrated so well? And there's not a ton of air bubbles. So that just shows how well this concrete was vibrated, that we got a lot of that air out. Job well done. As we were saying, this is gonna be a tilt-away gate. So what's gonna happen is the gate's gonna pick up and the end of the gate's gonna come in somewhere right in here, because the whole gate, like your elbow, is gonna pivot. So the top end of the gate is gonna come back up in here somewhere. So if your conduits are too far forward, that gate's gonna come down on top of the concrete and smash those conduits, pinch your wires, a whole bunch of bad stuff will happen. But also in that sense, the electrical cabinet for the operator will probably be somewhere about like right in here. So we're gonna sneak all the wires up into that electrical cabinet for it. This operator is gonna come with a piece of flat bar welded to the bottom. We'll bolt down here, and we'll do the same in front. Like right here and right here. What are we gonna use to bolt this operator down? Well, the pad's huge. We're gonna use an 8" by 3/4 inch concrete lag screw. They're ginormous. I think we said it before. Like, subscribe, give us some comments. Okay, there you have it. Till next time, you have a good dang day.